I realize that's my most common sound when I look at all of you and I go, ah. It's like a sound of homecoming, sound of settling, sound of connection. So I want to invite you to just tune in. And if there's a sound for you that expresses where you are right now, just go ahead and let yourself make that and notice if your body wants to be with that in any particular way. I'm also noticing some people are cuddled up and wrapped up. And one of the things that I was wanting to explore with you today is the love scoops as a way of being with anything in you that wants some extra attention, for whatever reason. So I don't know if you do any of, well, I really don't deserve any attention. I haven't really done enough, or I haven't, finished all my chores, or, I haven't, it's like you consider yourself as Santa and you're evaluating whether you've been good enough to receive attention. And I was thinking again that love is really the ability to be in the same space with. And that a lot of what gets us into trouble is going, well, I'll be with myself once I've, lost weight, or, I've earned that extra degree, or rather than I'm going to be with myself right now. And I wanted to invite you to create the sensory experience of love surrounding you. So I'd like you to start with your feet. And I'd like you to start with senses that which of your senses provide the clearest ability to be with. So for me, it's touch. And so my feet often these days since COVID get cold. And so I've done a very simple but very practical thing, which is that I wear socks. And I wear socks all the time. I live in Southern California, so that would not be as obvious as one might think. So part of my joy in the last few weeks, especially, is choosing the kind of touch that I want to have next to my skin on my feet. And so I've sorted, like some socks go, nope, too scratchy, nope, makes me sweat, nope. So getting just the right touch. So I want you to actually imagine that your feet are surrounded by whatever gives you the most of that sense of being with yourself. And I'd like you to go ahead and scoop in the different elements of that and give it to your feet. So you can scoop it and actually touch your feet if you want to, but you can also energetically surround your feet with just the kinds of sensations that, for me, create that, I'm safe. Here I am. I can feel the earth. The earth is supporting me. So scooping, and for me too, it's a kind of gathering up around, like I would gather a big comforter up around my feet and just feeling that. So scooping and surrounding yourself and starting with your feet. I'm a little phlegmy today, so that's how it is. So I'm just going to proceed on through. I'm going to just love scoop to my phlegm. I can be with that too. And when you're playing, you can say, oh, I can't be with that. It's too disgusting. But you can go ahead and be with that, all of the bodily functions. And the scooping, make sure that the scooping involves your torso. So you're actually reaching out and you're bringing in the kinds of qualities, whether it's soft or whether it's thick. Like I have a perfect duvet now that I use on the bed that's oversized, and it is just the right weight so that I feel comfortable but not heavy. So you can give that kind of attention to yourself of scooping and then surrounding yourself. And I'm just noticing my back's going, hey, what about me? And so scooping and It's adding to, the touch, or just imagining the kind of contact that you want, and then tuning into any other part of your body that's going, hey, me, I'd like a little bit of attention. Because mostly this time of year, we treat ourselves as an engine. We're going and going, and like your body's supposed to just keep up, get everything done. But make sure that you scoop love and then you apply it with just the kind of touch that you would like to be given. And you can give that to you, just the kind of attention that you'd like to be given. And then noticing, do you let yourself receive it? Because we can get so busy gathering that we forget to actually receive. So, what kind of breathing and what kind of touch allow you to really receive that being with? I notice as I'm doing this that I'm settling, and I can also feel my nose opening. So I am getting the feedback that as I'm giving myself loving attention, it's opening up space. I mean, literally opening up space. So literally opening up space in my sinuses. I'm feeling this settling of a just savoring rather than speeding. So and let yourself notice if there are any of the directions around you, because we forget that our personal space is our reach space. So it's on past the Zoom box. So your personal space is bigger than the Zoom box. And letting yourself be sure that you're occupying and being with yourself in the space around you as well as the space within you. So I like to do the love scoop. And actually, sometimes if you haven't been filling up your reservoir, when you scoop, you may not feel anything around you. It may just feel thin, or like you're out in outer space and there's no atmosphere there. There's nothing that you can feel. But what I'd like you to do then is to gather, like when I'm in the bathtub and I have bubbles and they've all gone to one end and they've made a big pile, and I'm scooping them back my direction. So I'd like you to imagine you've got love bubbles in the bathtub, and you're scooping them up over yourself so that you can surround yourself with the loving bubbles. One of our cats loves to be on the edge of the bathtub while we're doing that, because the bubbles have a particular sound. They have a kind of when they're dissolving, and our cats like that. So there's a substance even to bubbles that you can notice and let yourself be with. And then I'd like you to actually let yourself notice you've given some attention to having love surround you. And then I'd like you to give attention, first letting your attention go out so you can recognize, oh, here's the community. Here they all are. Here are some people I know. Oh, there's somebody I don't know. And let yourself notice and give some of that loving attention to them. And then letting their loving attention come back to you, so that you're starting to circulate that, responding to people that you're seeing. Yes, getting that play of loving attention, which is one of the big things that we do here, is to help fill our reservoirs and to be with each other in the giving and receiving of attention, which is the biggest present that we can give ourselves and each other. And when you bring it back to you, notice if there's any place inside you that's either, no, I don't want any attention. I don't need any attention. I'm just fine. Or if there's a place that you just haven't even recognized is kind of going, I want some. And let yourself give that to yourself, whether it's with touch or with breath or with sound. And then letting your body respond. That's the other thing that I find that I forget, that we forget, which is to let your body respond. When I get attention, like I see somebody like at the farmer's market yesterday, I saw one of my friends I hadn't seen in a long time, and just the the expansion of that connection. Do you give yourself a chance to absorb it and then let your body respond to it? Because I think one of our jobs in the world is to let our weirdness shine. So, your own particular unique way of being with giving and receiving attention, kind of your signature weirdness, to let that shine in the world. And if you were to love your own unique weirdness right now and you were to let your body respond to that, what would you do? Yes. And if you see somebody else doing something and it looks like fun, like there's some great wiggling going on, there's some great strutting going on, go ahead and let yourself try that on. Oh, I think this is just all we should do in life is giving and receiving love and letting our bodies respond and giving people permission to play even in the midst of the day, to play even in the midst of things to get done, things that have happened. And for me, the key is, and it looks like for you also, letting your body respond. So when you're doing a love scoop and you're bringing it in, letting your body, blah, letting your body respond however it responds. And when you're exchanging attention with others and you see something fun going on and you let yourself do it all the way so that you receive that nourishment. One very key thing that arises out of that is you get more circulation. So for me, I get warmer and I can feel it. I can feel it right now that I'm getting warmer. And the giving and receiving of attention, of letting yourself have love scoops and being with yourself, and then letting your body respond. For me, it just, it wakes up all of the little nooks and crannies and also opens up my breath. So notice if there's anything that's changed in your pace, your sense of pace, in your sense of space. I'm feeling more balance. I can feel my body. Let yourself do a little body scan and notice if you can give attention to all of the parts of you. And if there's a little hesitation about that, give yourself a love scoop or give yourself attention in that area. And my hum with my phlegminess is particularly vibrant today. It's a very So letting yourself also find where is your today, because your is a wonderful way of circulating wonder through you and shifting out of any criticalness. So I want to invite you, as we're moving through this week, this holiday week, and beginning to have a couple of weeks of what's considered holiday, which may or may not be the way that you think of it. But if you would be willing to return to loving yourself, return to letting yourself fill out the space around you with love. There was a Woody Allen movie. I know he's in disrepute right now, and he had this wonderful movie, Sleeper, where he had on this suit. He had this sort of a bumper suit where he could just move around and fall, and because he had on this big like suit that protected him. I would like you to create a love suit around you so that you can even kind of go and puff it up, like a puffer fish where you poof out into your love suit, and you can enjoy the being love and giving love to yourself whenever you like, whether you're out in public or whether you're at home or whether you're meeting with friends. And notice if there's any place in you that wants just a little bit more touch. My knees said, hey, psst, psst, just a little bit more touch. And when I touched my knees, there was a sense of, ah, homecoming, of, here I am. So the play, thank you so much for the play today. That was so much fun. And let me just pull up the Presence Connect play for today and see what we've got. So tap for a new combo. Presence is let your whole self turn toward what's happening. I love that one, because this is time of year where most people are distracted and doing 27 things at the same time. And so just the whole practice of turning your whole self toward what's happening, and that can include what's happening inside you, letting your whole self turn toward a feeling coming up or a niggle. Very often for me, it's a wobble or a niggle. And when I turn toward that, then my body starts speaking to me. And I can then give my attention to what is going on. Let me turn to Connect. Connect, very reliable. Fear melters. So what I find is that the fear melters and the regular practice of fear melters opens space for connecting. So you could do a little mini oozing, rooting down through your warm feet and letting the earth come up through you with all that lovely energy and wiggles. This is a time of year where I like to do a lot of face flapping. If you don't know about face flapping, it's just lovely to release tension. You let your head come forward and then you go, and the idea is to actually let your face flap. I really love it. It's so relaxing for me. And it also just gives me a sense of, life isn't so serious. I can have fun even if I'm dealing with something. And then play is let your body get heavy and then light. So our sense of impact in the world has everything to do with our attitude toward our weight, not our pound weight, but our actual sense of being active with our weight, so that I can have like light would be how I need to organize my weight to thread a needle. So just imagine that you're threading a needle, and can you feel I feel my body I'm getting light, and also I'm using my attention in a very, very focused way. I've noticed I've gotten better at things like that as I've been practicing loop of awareness. Like, even though my eyes aren't as clear as they used to be, I can still thread a needle without glasses on. I thought, hey, that's really great because I can kind of feel it. It's not exactly, like I'm seeing it, but I can feel it. So I think we can keep expanding our senses to support us being active in life, even as things change. So heavy, it is actually strong, but most people, it's hard for people to understand that one. So if you feel your body under you and like you're pushing a heavy weight, and notice how you have to organize yourself to do the oomph. So in life, we need oomph and we also need lightness. And so being able to shift between those allows us to have impact in the world in a way that most of us don't really enjoy the full flow that we can have. So those are your suggestions for the week. And I'm going to be leaving you now in just a moment. It's just lovely to see all of your faces. Want to remind you that I do plan to continue our Mondays through the holidays. And so if you want to take 15 minutes on your holiday day to come and celebrate with all of us, you'd be so welcome. This is also a great time to invite people whom you know are maybe experiencing more stress or loneliness, and go ahead and invite them to come and enjoy connecting and enjoying our weirdness. So, all right, let the weird flags fly, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.
To the weird flag.
May it fly forever.